In this exercise, we're going to be looking at detail views. The detail view is very easy to use. Come up, we hit detail. We select what view we want to do a detail of. So I'll select this one, for example. And just like the section view, we get several options. We can name our view, whatever we want to name it. We can set the scale of it. And then we can decide, do we want it to be shaded? Do we want to show hidden lines or not? And we get down to these options where we get to decide what do we want it to look like. And I'm going to use the default out of the box to start with, just so you can see it. And I'm going to select, drag out from the center out, and then drop my view over here. So as you can see, we get a blown up view of this area. If I need to change this, I can highlight it. I grab the little green dots on the outside of the circle, makes the circle bigger or smaller. I can drag it up using the center point. I can move the letter around so the arrows move to a new location. And you'll notice that whenever you adjust the size, sometimes the view label doesn't always move with it, so you will have to manually move it around. If you want to adjust the actual shape of the detail there, we can go in here and we can decide whether or not we want it to have a smooth cutout instead of the jagged edge. We can decide, do we want it to show a circle all the way around it? And then we can even have a connection line going back to it to show, hey, this is our detail that we're calling out. The other options we had in there, I'll start a new one just so you can see it here, is we have jagged or smooth, and then we also have rectangular or rounded. So you can see there. We can do the smooth cutout on the rectangular as well, along with the full detail and the connection line. So you can see there you get a really nice, easy to use detail. If we need to adjust the scale of it after the fact, we can come in here and adjust the scale and really blow it up big. You notice as I make this little box here smaller, it'll adjust the size of my view. Tweak it and get it to where I want it. Move my view around here, get it onto my screen. I can move my label up and I'm done. It really is that easy to use the detail. You will notice if I want to change something about the detail, I'll come over here and select on the line of the detail and right click, and I can just go to options. I can change the leader format. The one thing you will notice though is that you don't get a whole lot of detail information that you get whenever you do a new one. There's no way to get back to this box in an easy way. So if you change your mind about going squared around, the easiest way to do it is really just to delete it and come back in here and change it in here. The other option that you don't get is you can't do the jagged edge with the full circle. It won't do the jagged edge, it'll only do the rounded edge, and it'll only do the connection line if you do the full call out with the rounded edge. So you do need to be careful as you do this if you want the connection line. Really, the only one that you really can't get back to is changing from a round to a square or vice versa. But it's so easy to create a detail. It's not really that big a deal to have to come back in here and delete this and just reattach it to something else, reconnect it. It's pretty easy to do. So that's all there is for the detail. It is that simple. Go through and play with this a little bit. I used this same auxiliary clutch lever drawing that we've been playing with. You can use any drawing you want. Create a couple detail views, play with the boundary, and see what you can do with it.